Oh yes, good day viewers and welcome to today's Sports Wrap Show. I am your host Brian Munango, unpacking and updating you with the latest sports news. Well, there is only so much to talk about that happened this weekend. I don't want to start off by talking about football as we also Manchester United lose at home. That record finally goes away. Not finally, not to say that I'm excited, but that records are meant to be broken, so that record is gone there. There is so much to talk about on today's show, but before we do dive into the show, stay tuned for the short snippet on how you can win yourself a Welwitschers rugby shirt.
Mense, die stories wat Omwali het is die beste wat ek sover gehoor het van rugby. Brian het een sulke interessante stories sê. Maar een van hy gesê het Omwali het 'n Namibia se trein nie. Nee?
Lê in die kas.
Lê in die kas. Nee, ons praat van hierdie jaar sin.
Oor die wêreldbeker.
Yes.
Dis buite my budget.
Maar weet jy wel, ons het eintlik 'n kompetisie wat aangaan.
Ek sien nou ja.
So mense, julle kan 'n trui wen, 'n Namibia se trui wen. Al wat jy moet doen is #NamBoys WhatsApp na ons nommer. Kom ons wag, maar moenie daai kykie. Sê gou die nommer?
085 628.
Los maar alles. 0857856231. Julle Brian is 'n hopeless case. En Omwali kan mos ook daar so WhatsApp.
Ja, maar dit klink amper soos ons lens aan tekens, daai wat ons geroep het daai jare 36121.
Okay, en ons gaan sê op ons wat Well, that's just from last week Friday. If you do want to win yourself not blue bulls, but if you want to win yourself a Welwitschers shirt, the blue ones, just make sure that you do sign up for that competition going on there. Well, to get started with our hit list, we have Damian Muller from Namibia, who won a gold medal at the African Mixed Martial Arts Championship when he defeated Angola's Mafwana Mbungo by unanimous decision to claim victory in the senior men's flyweight division in Luanda, Angola. Well, Veya Hinda is bringing home silver. He lost his fight by anonymous points decision versus Celio Diogo from Angola as well in the senior featherweight division. Geraldo Bok bags bronze, unfortunately, due to him being matched up at the last minute against Hinda. He decided to forfeit the fight and not compete against his fellow teammate and training partner. Well, that took a whole lot of courage to make such a tough decision, we all know. Well, moving on, the fourth and final round of the Bank Windhoek Fistball League before the playoffs take place happened this weekend. So with that, let's take a look at the highlights, and not only the highlights, but we also caught up with Namibia's media officer Helmo Mins when he had this to say about the fistball.
Hello everyone and welcome to the third round of the UCI Marathon World Cup from Morzine Avoriaz. We spoke to some of the elite racers before things got underway at the UCI Mountain Bike World Series Festival Haute-Savoie.
Today is really riding my own race. It's been a long season. It's a brutal course. It really exposes all of your weaknesses. If you've missed a couple of trainings, if you're tired, if you haven't nailed the nutrition, the course exposes it all. So I'm really just riding my own race today.
One of the toughest marathon courses yet awaited at 100 kilometres in length, the French course featured 1,145 vertical metres of descending. In the elite women's race, it was tight between Leia Nimšević and Vera Lucer, with Irina Luchoschwab clinging on. Reigning European champion Wout Alleman had enough in the tech zone at 50 kilometres.
I tried everything this week, but still I'm really fatigued and I had no energy at all. And on a course like this, it would have been almost impossible to even finish the race, so I decided to quit.
At 64 kilometres, Vera Lucer was starting to build a gap to Leila Nimšević. On the final climb of the day, at the 85-kilometre point, Hector Leonardo only had a 26-second lead ahead of Rosa and Germany's Andreas Seewald. As they raced back down towards Morzine, it was Leonardo's to lose. Again, the duelling elite women had swapped places. Leia now led Vera on the final climb of the day. The leading women swapped positions again on the descent into Morzine. As they cleared the final tech zone just 5 kilometres out, Vera Lucer was again ahead of Leia Ninchevich. Vera Lucer won her first ever UCI Marathon World Cup.
Brutal race. I knew I'm good in the downhill, so I usually came back in the downhill and then I dropped again a little bit on the uphill, and then towards the end it was just Leila and myself, and I just went. I'm like, I'm not letting this go.
Here then is confirmation of the results. Lucer takes the win ahead of Limshevich and Lucho Swab, with Yanis and Sosna rounding out the top 5. Paez Leon also took his first victory in the elite men's race ahead of Rosa, Sivald, Steve Jan and Arias Cuervo. Series leader Rabensteiner was 9th. In the overall with 1 to go, Nimshevich leads the way by a comfortable 240 points from Vera Lucer, and Fabian Rabensteiner leads the elite men's ahead of Paez Leon by just 97 points. And just like that, there's only 1 round left to go. Join us next time for the final round of the UCI Marathon World Cup from Snowshoe, West Virginia.
Well, that was just a video of Vera Lucer, who won the UCI Marathon Cup. That was. Apologies from my end there. Well, I was speaking about Fistball, so do stay tuned for that Fistball video that you were promised.
Good day, my name is Salman Mintz. I'm the Media Officer of the Fistball Association of Namibia. Today we have the 4th Bank Windhoek League round here in Swakopmund at SFC. It's the last league round before the playoffs. So this is the last chance for the teams to get the best position themselves accordingly to the playoff standards. And yeah, it's a great day until now, and sun is shining, no wind. We hope it stays like that. So we have the National A League and the National B League. In the A League, we have 4 teams that are battling it out. Then we also have 7 teams in the National B League, and also the under 18 category, which also sees 4 teams. So yeah, it's exciting. Okay, so in the National League A, I would say the expectations are that CFC1 will win all games again and position themselves at first. SKW1 will probably be on the second position, but thereafter the 3rd and 4th place will be highly contested. So this will be interesting. In the National B League, we have actually 6 teams that can directly still qualify for the playoffs. So that will be exciting to see who will come out on top to secure the first 3 positions, and then we shall see. Okay, so the playoffs will take place in Windhoek at SKW on the 24th of October, where in the National League A, the first will play against the 4th in the semi-final, and also the second will play against the 3rd in the semi-final. And the same goes actually for the National B League as well, and for the under 18s. So yes.
Well, the Debmarine Premier League is back, and we had a fantastic weekend this weekend. But before we do talk more about the Debmarine, let's visit the marketplace, and we'll be back with the weekend drop. Well, defending champions African Stars had to play Orlando Pirates in their opening match and won that match 3-1. Definitely a good game for the defending champions there. We do have a few interviews, by the way, lined up of the winning team. We have Kofi and the captain, so please do stay tuned for those.
A good day, first game of the season, but not the first day of playing. But I could see the players were gelling and everything.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, how did you assess this game?
Yes, I would say it was a very tough game because our opponents came with a well-rehearsed strategy, just to put the ball behind us in order to frustrate us. We are a ball-playing team, so if you meet a ball-playing team, that's the only thing you can do to try to frustrate them. But I told the boys that we don't have to play to their game. They are doing the direct play, the rapid attack and all those things. We need to keep the ball, string passes together, look out for the flaws, then we can capitalize on them. And exactly the boys did so, and that is how come we got that resounding victory.
Yes, Coach Kofi, assessing this game, there is a lot of technical aspects that needs to be fixed. In terms of technical ability of the players on the field, not holding the ball, not controlling it. So, what are you going to do about that?
Oh, that is what we have seen, but already we've been working on it, and I think we'll push more. Because as you can see, the field looks nice, but parts are undulating. So I would say the field is also a contributing factor to the boys, not being able to, play, very well technically. But I think tactically they were apt.
No, tactically we could see that there are some moves that we have not seen in Namibia before, and that's a great thing that we'll see in Namibian football. But the tactical aspect for me is the biggest thing that you can see in Namibian football, because we have stood here, we have seen a lot of games, and that's one thing that we ask. How are you going to improve that as a coach?
Like, through training, you take them through a lot of drills that will enable them, the game. After it has been played, obviously there will be weaknesses and strengths. The strengths will be rehearsed so that they become motoric, and then the weaknesses will also be worked on so that they will be corrected, so that they don't come again or they are not repeated in our subsequent games.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck to the season. A good victory. First day of the season, first game of the Premiership. How did you assess it?
Yeah, quite a difficult game. It's Pirates, it's Katutura Derby. So it's always difficult to play Pirates. But of course, congratulations to African Stars, to the players. It was work hard. We needed to work very hard in order to get the victory. It wasn't as pretty. We were not as consistent as I think we should be. But you saw in the last few minutes good strings of passes. And I think that's what we need as a big club. We need to bring the experience from Africa to the league. And I think the last quarter of the game, some beautiful football there from African Stars on the grass, carpet football. And that's what we need. We need to dominate. We need to be courageous. We need to take those risks. It's once you don't take that risk, you will not be able to play. Of course, we tried that first half. The ball ended up in our own net, but the team has the potential to play, so we must keep on playing.
Well, there's a lot expected from African Stars this season, given that they won last season. But one of the things that is expected is the technical abilities of the players on the field. Mind you, tactical-wise, it can be as proper as it can be, but you can see that a lot of few players playing in this team, playing in the entire football league, their technical abilities are questionable, and that's what the fans wants to see. How is the team going to improve on that? As a captain of the team and as someone that went through a progressive training in terms of that, how do you see that?
Yeah, of course, we are not as bad in terms of the technical abilities. You could see very great crosses from Willie Stefanes, great crosses from Lungu, great crosses as well from Weturu Kampato. those are all technical abilities in terms of their technique of bringing that ball, bringing that cross in. And of course, as a football player, you remain a student for as long as you play. So I think there is still room for improvement. The coaches have been working very hard at training, working on those technical abilities, scoring abilities, headers, shots. So it's all work in progress. As long as we are footballers, we remain the students of the game.
Thank you so much, sir, and good luck to the future.
No,
Well, good results there for the African Stars. Well, do stay tuned. We will now show you the results of the rest of the games that took place in the Debmarine Premier League. Well, hopefully your teams were on the winning sides of things this past weekend. Well, La Rugby Joel is up next, but after we visit the marketplace. Well, I can say there was an air of predictability around the second round of the Rugby World Cup, with the competition going into a kind of a mini silly season this past week, as the box office matchups of the first week were left behind and we headed into a series of mismatches. With that being said, let's take a look at the results that we had for you from yesterday's games. I mean, we saw England coming out victorious against Japan, 34-12 there, a good win for England. Australia and Fiji, that has to be the shock of the week. I don't think a lot of people expected that, as we saw Fiji come back and beat Australia 22-15, and then the Springboks showcased resilience there. As we all know, they put on a great performance as they beat Romania 76-0. Well, with that being said, this is our picture of the week, where we saw Fiji, who came out strong against a team that no one thought they would lose against. I mean, Australia are high up in the rankings, and as it seems, Fiji are just working themselves up slowly but surely. Well,
this month on DStv Premium, the English Premiership is in full swing. Catch all the footballing action.
He's done it again!
Damian Lewis and Guy Pearce star in A Spy Among Friends, a thrilling limited series about a double agent.
Espionage can be intoxicating.
And relive the masterful comedy of Key and Peele with both season 1 and 2.
You're feeling it!
It's your moment to be entertained by staying connected to DStv Premium.
How do you find the perfect time? Is it in what we create? Or is perfection a form of art? Can we taste the perfect time? Move to it. Feel it. Or is at best enjoyed together. The perfect time is out there. Come with us to find it. Vintage Draft. Perfect time, perfect beer.
Well, Ariochad is here on standby all the way from France to give us an update on the rugby and an update on international news.
Good day, everyone. International news, Rugby World Cup news 2023 on Sports Wrap here at the Start the Velodrome. It is here in Marseille. It's a big stadium where Namibia will play on Thursday against France. Windy, as you can see, probably. I don't have lots of hair, but the hair is moving around a little bit in the wind. It's been windy for a few days where we were in France, but we're not going to focus yet on Namibia and France. They will pick their team. Namibia will pick their team or announce a team on Tuesday. And news we can go to is what happened just yesterday. That is rugby results. It is South Africa that played against Romania in Bordeaux. It was a comfortable win for South Africa, 76 points to 0. South Africa beating Romania in that game. Let's hear from Coach Jacques Nienaber. The question to him was if the players are kept into the loop, especially with all the plans that he's got with the reserves, especially with Hooker being out, Malcolm Marx. He's playing a few players out of position. Let's hear from Jacques Nienaber.
The players knew what we want to achieve on different levels, on a plan level. I mean, we wanted to give Marco some time as a hooker, scrumming, throwing in, but it can only happen if we're in a good position, otherwise you can't make those little plan changes from a selection point of view or a substitution point of view. And again, we wanted to get Bongi off after 40, to get Dion and Marco sharing the hooker load in the second half. But that can only happen when they did a proper start. So there was some internal pressure on us. But yeah, I must say, from a defensive point of view, like I said, we really gave Romania a lot of attention in the week. We were well prepared. We had our defense session at Stad Majol in front of, I think there was a couple of thousand people. It was an open session for us, so there was a nice vibe at the training session, and we worked really hard to make sure that we are well prepared for them from a defensive point of view. So obviously happy with the performance that went out there. The fact that it went to 76 points or went to 0 points, I mean, sometimes the scoreboard goes for you or against you, but the effort was there, the intensity was there, and that I really enjoyed.
That's Jacques Nienaber, very creative coach, and we'll follow how it goes in the week. Of course, South Africa, the Springboks play against Ireland, a very crucial game this coming Saturday in Paris. Also, big news from the World Cup is the loss of Australia. They lost against Fiji. Only the third time that Fiji beat Australia. The last time was 69 years ago. So it's a massive achievement for Fiji, beating them 22 points to 15. No else that we can talk to than Eddie Jones. We need to hear what he says after the loss.
Well, obviously disappointed. We started the game very uncharacteristically not like us. We've been really sharp at the start of games. We've played with a fair bit of pace and precision, and today we were sloppy, whether that was the physicality of Fiji. And then from that, we had times in the game where we got on the front foot, but we struggled to get on the front foot. And but full congratulations to Fiji. They played really well, and it's a deserved victory for them. And I'm really pleased for them as a team, and we've got some work to do. We've got Wales next week. The great thing about the World Cup tournament, it's not the end of the road. We've got Wales next week, so we need to kick some stones tonight, work out where we can improve quickly, and then get on with the game against Wales. Thank you.
That's Eddie Jones, obviously not happy with his performance, and it's not all lost for Australia. They still play Wales this coming weekend, and they can still go through to the semi or to the quarter finals. News from Australia as well is that Will Skelton, he's the lock. He's still injured. He's not going to be able to play against Wales. And also news from Ireland is that Johnny Sexton became the record holder for the most points scored ever for Ireland. He holds a record now with 1,090 points. Great achievement by Johnny Sexton. With that, I conclude. It's Ari Hougaard for Sports Wrap in Marseille.
Well, that's all that we do have for you on today's show. Make sure that you do tune in tomorrow, same time, same place. Goodbye.